Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Thursday, August 29th, 2013, about 1:20 in the morning. As you can probably tell, hopefully by the title here, we're going to be looking at some brand new gameplay modes for Skylanders Swap Force. These include basically the survival and battle mode. Pretty cool stuff, new. This came out at Gamescom over in Germany this past week. Hadn't really seen anybody hit on this. I guess, attention naturally goes to the multimedia side of things. That said, this is what I would consider pretty big news. Right prior to this, I actually released a video. This is like, I guess, the official designations for your Swap Force figures. I'm going to hit on that before we get into the good stuff here. Bounce, climb, dig, rocket, speed, spin, stealth, teleport. That's what the icons are. Check the other video. That said, our new modes: solo survival mode, team survival mode, rival mode, battle arena mode, and ring out mode. Clearly a departure from what we saw in SSA and Giants. We're going to begin taking a look at solo survival mode. This one sounds pretty cool. It'll work well for a guy like me that's usually solo. It's single player. The player must battle through waves of enemies. Again, I'm looking forward to that just because it'll give me an opportunity to record something. I guess it could be similar to Brock's Arena Challenges. That's about the closest thing we can compare it to at this point. Next up is Team Survival. You might guess based on solo survival what this is, but in case you're clueless, it's two-player and the team must battle through waves of enemies. So if you're bummed out because you and your friend wanted to do what I just talked about in solo survival mode, fear not. Vicarious Visions took care of you. You can go toe-to-toe with the enemies with your friends. If you decide to get competitive with your friend and not go head-to-head in true arena mode, you can do rival mode. This is two-player, similar to solo survival mode, but the players separately battle waves of enemies and the higher score prevails. So I'm assuming maybe split screen or something, or alternate turns, probably split screen. But you'll do basically solo survival mode, but it'll be based... The winner is deemed based on the score, so whoever performs better. Now we get into battle arena mode. Everyone should have a feel for this. This is two-player, player versus player. This is our classic showdown mode where you go head-to-head against another Portal Master. This is Arena Rumble and SSA that my nephew and I just recorded a throwback tournament on. This is a core crux PvP for Skylander fans. The next one, and this is brand new, it's called Ring Out Mode. Sounds pretty interesting. It is two-player, I believe, I'm guessing. You fight to knock your opponent outside of the battle arena. The way they worded it with opponent and not enemies or minions, I'm assuming it's player versus player. It's probably like akin to Wii Sports Resort or something where you battle on the pedestal, kind of American Gladiator style. That said, 5 brand new, I guess not brand new, I guess 4 of them would be brand new, battle mode, survival mode type things. Basically, when you complete the story mode, or you've got friends over, whatever have you, you want to go head to head, most people go in, to Arena Rumble, go toe to toe, duke it out the old fashioned way. Now, ring out mode is an option. That could be an issue where, like, you probably saw my nephew use Spyro and beat me with Stump Smash. It was basically just head to head. If we were trying to push each other out of the arena, that might change things and give Stump Smash an edge, so that should be interesting. What I am more concerned with is solo survival mode. I did bring this up at E3 to the developers. Kind of got a little feedback, and it was like, time to go, type situation. But I stressed how badly I wanted to have like a single player, and they told me it was there, and I was like, oh sweet, and then they kind of elaborated on it, and I realized that it wasn't me versus the computer, meaning I select Terrafin, I'm going to give the computer, slam bam. I've touched on this before. Maybe there could be like a, lower priced game to hit that. I feel like it would sell well. I don't think it can be deemed a money grab because of the enhanced gameplay. Again, I know a lot of people, you got a brother or sister or a friend next door. There's people like me. It's 1:30 in the morning right now. I'm all alone. I'd love to go and record where I do the Skylander pole battles for you. That's primarily because there's no way for me to record a versus mode, by myself. It would literally have to be turn by turn, which it could possibly be neat that way, but I mean, it would take one match. I mean, we'll say high health characters, maybe like Slam Bam and Stomp Smash. I mean, that could turn into like a 15-minute ordeal. I'd be burning batteries on 2 Wiimotes. Just not ideal. The solo survival mode actually interests me again. In Giants, we did have, Brock's Arena challenges, if you will. So it could be kind of akin to that, or it could kind of be like the ambushes. Personally, I think it would be awesome if instead of just getting like chompies and drow archers and your garden variety enemies, I think it'd be really cool if either from the beginning or as we progress through solo survival mode, we might actually see like the dark minions. Say I came in as I don't know, Whirlwind or something, might have to battle like Dark Sonic Boom or Dark Stump Smash, Chaos as versions of the minions, if you will. Really, without knowing much past the title and the brief descriptions, leaves a lot to speculate on, but the bottom line, I think it's going to be pretty cool. The good news is we do have our classic player versus player coming back. For those of you who do get to play that a lot, whether it's, father and son, mother-daughter, family, Friday night type thing. In addition to what you're used to from SSA and Giants, you now have the option of doing the survival mode. So, maybe your kids beat you down every Friday night, regardless of the character they select, and you think, man, I wish we could just play together, not have so much competition. Well, go in and do the 2-player survival mode. If you do then want to be competitive and, maybe see how you stack up, against an enemy as opposed to, another person, i.e. your child or your parents, you can go in and do the basic survival mode, but go head-to-head in rival mode. That should be pretty interesting. And then, of course, like I said, the main thing for people like myself, there's a solo option there, and that is much appreciated. I'd still love to see a solo Arena Rumble type thing. I realize it might be hard to articulate in a game that already has, 16 chapters, 12 chapters, lots of all kinds of content on it. That's why I've said, I think there truly is room for maybe like a standalone game. Only issue is it would need to be priced, so when we got to a point when a new collection came out, i.e. the 4th or 5th game, people either can patch it DLC or it's just reasonably priced enough that you can go in and pick it up. It wouldn't have to be anything fancy. I mean, it would just be a ton of fun for folks like myself to go head to head. And again, that is something I would record year-round, essentially. As is, it would be a bad setup with me going toe-to-toe with myself. That said, this sounds really cool. I'm excited about this. Again, this is the first I have heard of this. Granted, at E3 I did ask, and they kind of ran it by me. I wasn't quite clear. I just kind of mentioned, you battle against the enemies, and so I equated it to, Brock's Arena Challenge. Didn't really have much information past that, so I didn't want to elaborate on it. Where did I get this information, and why have you not seen it before? The press release from Gamescom. There was a couple of things packed with it. Of course, most people, like I mentioned in the intro, you go to the videos, you go to the pictures, the big traffic type stuff, that everyone wants to see. Again, I don't get a lot of time to kind of see what other people are doing or if it's been reported. I've yet to see this. Usually when there's like a big news break or leak or something, I've got like so many people, that I communicate with. Someone has usually told me, it's like, oh, wow, did you hear about this? And I'll be like, usually I have. Sometimes it's something like the Australia and New Zealand crowd. Sometimes y'all get like the triple packs before we do. I'll usually have an idea who's left, but sometimes y'all can actually get pictures. You probably see me, feature Nigel's stuff on the blog. They usually, get it sometimes a couple months or weeks before we have it here. So kind of serves as that, like I mentioned, people really want like hardcore evidence and proof on a lot of this stuff. So, but this was actually, like I said, it was with the Gamescom stuff. I think a lot of people to get this, probably, like I said, when you've got 4 new characters, if you've got the Boomjet video, showing gameplay and the toy figure and the official character art, that's your big traffic stuff. And a lot of times this kind of stuff, like yada yada yada, gets overlooked. This was in a fairly generic post, just kind of like highlighting features of the game. It's like over 250 combinations. Basically, what we've all heard, since we knew of Swap Force. If you keep reading, and it is close to the bottom to everyone that might have gotten it and not seen its credit, but again, I'm the type, I'm real into the details, and I actually do read everything, and sometimes good things come of that. This could be one of those occasions. But sounds really cool. Like I said, me personally, I'm the most excited about the solo survival mode. It's kind of more like an enemy type showdown. Could be akin to like Brock's Arena Challenges, but maybe different in some way. Again, without knowing much about it past like the information, it leaves a lot of speculation up there. So that said, in the comments section or on the blog, oneofwisdom.com, feel free to tell me what you think of these modes. Which one you're looking the most forward to playing. If you're like me and you're solo, what are your thoughts on the solo survival mode? If you always have a friend or a family member to play, what would you like to see? What are your takes, on the co-op? Are you more inclined to actually want to play cooperatively and kind of work together, or do you want it to be a competition like in rival mode, or do you prefer just to like absolutely lambast one of your friends or family members head to head in Arena Rumble? Let me know. This is the kind of stuff I kind of like to archive, if nothing else, for my own personal information. And who knows, maybe getting it archived. We've seen how Activision responded to people wanted to jump. They gave you the ability to jump. So you never know. I mean, sometimes this stuff gets looked at, sometimes it doesn't. But, worst comes to worst. If you've got great ideas, throw them out there. You might see it in the game on down the road. So, that said, I appreciate you watching. Questions, comments, feel free to ask here. Again, I can't stress enough, my source on this was the Gamescom information. That, of course, was held this past week in Germany. So, it's kind of like, I guess the best way to put it would be like a really huge event, kind of like E3, but it's in Europe. I think it changes locations every year. Don't hold me to that, but again, it's kind of like akin to what we have with E3. So probably had the demo booths up and promoting all your new stuff for the coming year, kind of let people get a taste of what's coming in the fall, when everyone will have to spend money on cool stuff and then not have any, or hope Santa can come through, etc. But bottom line, we got some more information here, and I think this might be the type of stuff a lot of people do overlook, just because the high profile stuff, which I haven't even hit on, the character screenshots, videos, etc., was kind of packed in there. So that said, this is some pretty cool stuff. We also got assuming what's official on the 8 Swap Force abilities. So that and this, I felt like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff out there for folks. So again, sorry it's not like a high intensity multimedia video, but it is chock full of information, and for some people that's just as good, and in some couple of cases probably better. But nonetheless, I hadn't seen this mentioned anywhere, and I was excited about it, so I figured someone else might be too. That said, make sure to subscribe. That way you can stay up to date whenever I, crank out stuff like this. You never know when Activision's going to come out and release some new information. So I will do my best to relay that on to you. Anything else cool? Wii U, bundling Wind Waker HD. There's also going to be a version at GameStop with a Ganondorf figure in it. Also, I don't know if I can talk about the Target card, but I know what the Target Swap Force card does now because of GameStop convention. That was today, I guess yesterday actually. But I don't want to ramble too much, but again, make sure to subscribe. That way you'll stay up to date with everything here. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+. Of course, your best bet, oneofwisdom.com. Any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, feel free to post them up there. I'm usually able to get to the blog every night, barring anything crazy. But again, big news here. Basically, we've got 5 modes coming in: battle, survival type stuff, and Swap Force. Again, feel free to let me know what you think of it. I realize a lot of people would like online. Personally, I'd really like just CPU. That would be awesome for me. But try to focus, on like what is offered and kind of commentate on that. See what you feel it could be or can be or possibly should be. Like I said, who knows, people push for something enough, it might happen. But again, try to focus on these 5. That's kind of what I'm curious about, see how everyone's reaction is to this. Again, thank you for watching. I will quit rambling. If you're at this point in the video, you probably could have just cut it off right after that ring out mode, but appreciate you listening to me. I try to toss some important stuff in after the fact from time to time, like Target doing a UFO hat. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back here. I will probably start off, I think I will begin with the showcase of Boomjet. Pretty excited about that one, so if you're interested in Boomjet, be sure to check back. That is next on the agenda, and I will see you there.